Hey guys, welcome back to the No Empty Seats podcast. We're doing it, man. Sorry, I've been gone for 2 weeks. I've been pretty busy doing some pitches, taking some exams. I was at my grandparents' house, enjoying July 4th. But I'm excited to be back to talk about some updates with B Lab, what I've been doing with the entrepreneurship program, expanding No Empty Seats, working on some stuff, and also just some good old fashioned mental health. So yeah, I mean, definitely want to get into it. Um, definitely want to do this unedited again. 30 minutes on the block. Am I nervous? A little bit. I've been kind of pushing this off for a week. Um, Shout out Ellison. Um, I was with her today. She helped organize the AFSP walk. And we've been talking more about our different initiatives we have going on. But yeah, so I guess that's kind of leading us naturally to what we want to talk about. Um, we're working on No Empty Seats ambassadors, which is really really exciting. So basically, I have a couple friends back at home, and I have a couple people here that know other people on different college campuses that want to start No Empty Seats clubs and chapters, which I'm really excited for. And then there's a couple guidelines for what it takes to be a No Empty Seats ambassador each semester. I definitely want to take it semester by semester. Don't want to stress people out too much by making such a commitment for 1 year. But what we're gonna do is a couple guidelines, and this includes leading one fundraiser event. Um, First of all, you have to have at least 3 people for each college campus, and um, to ensure that No Empty Seats is kind of like really ensuring its place on each campus to make sure we're not spreading ourselves too thin. So if you want to be a No Empty Seats ambassador, first things first, you got to get two different people. First things first, I'm the realist. The next thing is lead one fundraiser event through the semester. Next thing is film at least 2 videos a month. Whether it's embarrassing yourself, whether it's doing different challenges, whether it's interviewing students, whether it's whatchamacallit, doing like a nice mental health lesson or different message that you've had in mind that you wanted to share, and now you finally have this platform. And then the next is amongst all 3 people, sell at least 100 pieces of merchandise, whether that's hats, sweatshirts, or tees, which might be a little daunting, but I promise if you reach out, I promise it's definitely more attainable than you think. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. No Empty Seats ambassadors. We already have 2 or 3 schools that are really locked in. Um, UCSB most significantly. Shout out Andy Lee, one of my best friends back at home. Been through a lot with that man. Uh, we've been friends ever since 5th grade, not 5th grade, kindergarten, um, or something like that. I don't even remember. But Andy is being a pioneer in this stuff. It hasn't been easy to lead. No Empty Seats and kind of bring my vision to fruition and stuff like that. But for Andy to really enjoy kind of what we've been doing and um feel so enlightened, I guess, or encouraged and um enheartened to want to get involved and get in the fight means a ton. So Andy, I appreciate you, man. Um and yeah, No NBC's ambassadors are definitely something that I want as my expansion for NES kind of rolls out. I think it's also cool. Andy's talking about doing meetings, which is really exciting. I don't want to stress anyone out. Make people do like things like twice a week or something. I know everyone's so busy, so just the idea that there's shirts, sweatshirts, and videos like every other week on a new Instagram, like No Empty Seats UCSB. The idea that that's there, I think already establishes a club at a school more than enough, because most club Instagrams are dead and most club social medias are dead. So I think that is already something exciting. And if you want to do weekly meetings, Andy and I were talking about like holding different like hubs or or monologue times to talk about mental health and share with the community, and maybe ask questions about maybe times you're struggling or transitioning to college, maybe feeling homesick, relationship problems, roommates problems. There's a lot when it comes to mental health that needs to be tapped in college. So meetings would be really cool, but all of that is extra. And I think the most exciting part is that each No Empty Seats ambassador gets a stipend. So you guys are gonna get $500 per semester, and you get to unlock that money once you do these different guidelines. But I'm excited. I know a lot of people that don't necessarily go to Brown. People I really really love and have supported me, and I've supported them, whether it's from my high school, um, or from my area, want to get involved with No Empty Seats, which means the world to me. So I'm really excited. Um, and yeah, No Empty Seats ambassadors is kind of what's going on. Um, yeah, if you're listening to this and interested, I definitely want to get you on board. I know there's some incoming freshmen that I haven't reached out to yet that have been super passionate with No Empty Seats and Safe Club, and suicide prevention, but I think that's because I want them to kind of chill out and enjoy their first semesters yet. So yeah, No Empty Seats is going to be a really cool thing, hopefully on different college campuses. I think I'm being pretty ambitious, but 10 by the fall. I already have 3 right now, and I really really think there's some people that really want to fill this need, making mental health fun. You know what I mean? Making mental health fun. I want No Empty Seats. I want mental health. I want I want these kinds of phrases with suicide prevention to be on college campuses. I want it to be normalized. We're really kind of spreading a culture. When I was doing my pitches to these different investors and philanthropists and alumni in the past couple of weeks at B Lab in the Nelson Center, um, I've it's been a lot of it's been it's been a lot of talking about how my product's different because I'm really just kind of spreading a culture. I'd say I firmly believe that because like, the conversations I've had with you guys and other people, it's been life changing. Like I've had things that I've had letters from some people and some families that have meant the world to me that obviously I don't share. Um, and it really inspires me to keep going for myself and for No Empty Seats. Um, because yeah, I think everyone needs more empowerment and more laughter, and everyone wants to feel better about themselves. Everyone deserves to. So um in my pitch at Sushi Pitch Night, that's what it's called, um where 100 to 200 alumni at Brown pull up to the entrepreneurship center and they watch B Lab the 10 to 12 different ventures share, and it's a really fun networking event. There's sushi obviously, and it was a great time. But I think what the what resonated with people the most was I said, I hope my authenticity shines through with all of you to show that at heart our mission is truly just to make others feel better about themselves. That's really it. Um, we do so much. We do so many random initiatives, wristband collaborations, fun videos, podcasts like these, suicide prevention fundraisers. We help people share their stories. But at heart, I want people to realize it's okay to not be okay. And I want people that are having the shittiest of nights to really just kind of look at the page or look at their wrists, with the wristbands and the sweatshirts, and just realize like it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, and there's people I'm fighting for that need to be here. Yeah, there's people that need to that there's people that care about me, even though it might not feel like it right now. And trust me, I feel that so much when I'm kind of in my own head or going on TikTok, the anxiety inducing TikTok, or just in my own thoughts at night, and it sometimes feels like there's no one that cares about me, but I promise this is like an illness. It's a mental illness. It's in your head, and so many people care about you more than you can realize. And it's always bigger than us. It's always bigger than us. And I'm definitely a victim to, getting in my head and becoming full of myself and also self-deprecative of myself, which is so interesting. I think I can go both ways. I was about to talk about how I am so hard on myself, but also I get so in my head and feel like I'm the most important person in the world. I saw this really interesting quote in I think it was on like Twitter or something, and it was like, our generation is so full of ourselves that we think everyone's looking at us, and so self-deprecative of ourselves that we think everyone hates us. And isn't that crazy? I really can't get I really can't figure out why that is. I really wish I could put an answer to that. Have something to say to you guys, but it's weird. Like, how are we so anxious that we think everyone hates us, but we're so full of ourselves and have this ego that we think everyone's looking at us? It's weird. So, to go on that, paradoxically, I have been definitely dealing with some ego problems, I guess, naturally. I don't think it's too crazy lately. Um, and realizing it's bigger than ourselves has been always something that's been helping me. Like, for example, the sushi pitch night was really big. It was I think they clocked in I think they clocked in 168 people were there. Just crazy. And 168 people were there, and I was getting really nervous. We did dry runs before at this sushi pitch night. This was last Thursday, so this was July 12th, I think, or 11th, something like that. And we did dry runs, and I got stage fright for the first time. Cold feet for the first time, because I'm an attention whore. I love when people look at me, and honestly, I think that's some introspection I've had. I put in my journal a little bit, actually. Um, I've realized when people are looking at me, or when I'm actually on stage on a podium, I actually do way better than normally just talking to people or practicing my speech to like a friend, which has actually been something that's pretty helpful and given me good clarity in what I want to do with my life, if that makes sense. Like, I'm meant to be a people person, I think. I think I'm meant to help lead something. So I don't know, as I'm pouring my entire life into this baby, no empty seats, and also public health and medicine, I guess I'm definitely going in the right direction. You'd be surprised with how much I feel like this isn't the right thing for me. Which is interesting, because I'm sure from the outside perspective, it seems like this fits me so well, and it definitely does. But I feel like it's kind of a grass is greener on the other side situation, where I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like there I could be doing better things, bigger things. I'm doing the wrong stuff, putting my time into this incorrectly. But to be entirely honest, this stuff fits like a glove. So I don't know what I'm talking about. That's one thing I'm glad that I did this podcast, actually, because giving me more conviction on I'm not wasting and throwing my life away. Like, this is, and also, I feel like that's an ego thing too. Like, me figuring out what I'm doing this for. Like I just said 5 minutes ago, it's always big. It's bigger, way bigger than myself. Like, I don't do this for. I guess I do this for myself. I think this is fun and gratifying, but the core definition of selflessness is never thinking about yourself, and I don't think I have to have that figured out. So I think it's all right. I think I just rambled on, but it's never about you. Never about ourselves. It's always big on ourselves. So basically, I was getting in my head about stage fright, which I never do, like I said, and I was getting really nervous. I was calling my friends and family. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to stutter. I'm going to stop. I'm going to forget my lines. And then I read this letter that a couple of these families have given me, talking about my outreach and how impactful it's been. And then I'm like forgetting, like, oh my gosh, I'm here. Like, I'm here. Like, no one, it doesn't matter. I'm still standing. I'm still fighting. I kind of go back to how crappy I felt last semester. Like three, I had like 3 physics labs late that I was pulling in, that I was scrambling to get in 2 weeks later, some crap like that. I had organic chemistry exams full. I just couldn't even get out of bed. I don't think it was that was weighing me down. I just couldn't even get into a rhythm. And I was begging in my journal. I was like, I just can't wait to just be out of this. And if that's not mindfulness, I don't know what is. That's not practicing gratitude. I don't know what is. So I've really thought about that stuff, where I like at the core necessities of things. Like, what else is important? Are you kidding me? Who am I if this Instagram is taken away? Who am I if my reputation is taken away? Like, everything, like, I'm a good person and I have so many blessings in my life. And that kind of gave me the freedom to be like, you can go up and mess up. You can go up and just breathe. It's fine. Everything's going to be good. But that's definitely helped me the most, because I was freaking out at that speech. And yeah, that helped me a lot, realizing that the biggest blessing is that I'm here right now. And I think it's easier said than done. I think this is definitely one of the moments where it's like a random quote just hit me at this 1 second. But yeah, I was really nervous, and luckily these people around me, they don't even know they did it. Just I read their letters. It kind of threw things into perspective, which I'm really happy about. And the speech went great. Speech went really well. I actually think my best run was when I was in front of everyone, which again I think is a good sign that I'm doing the right stuff. I'm in the fire. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the speech went. Maybe I should do it. I should say it. Practice it a little bit. Yeah, why not? Basically, yeah, I'm this pitch I'm about to say was in front of investors. I don't think many people. I connected with a good amount of people, but a lot of them were like in software, AI, techie, medical tech. So I don't think I found my audience, but it still was a really, really good experience. And it's going to be a good experience now, because I guess I've been rolling for 18 minutes. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I've said stuff of substance, but hopefully I'm not rambling. Okay, let me try the speech, guys. One random act of kindness can be heard around the world. Compliment one person a day and your entire life will change. That's the advice I was told 4 years ago, and today, standing with you all, I couldn't agree with that more. My name is Michael Oyang, and I am the founder of No Empty Seats, a 501c3 student-led mental health nonprofit dedicated to suicide prevention. Listen, mental health matters, where suicide is the second leading cause of death amongst young teenagers and young adults. More than 1 in 5 adults struggle with mental health problems, and even more scarily, more than 50% of those individuals never ask for treatment or any help. Now, I've had my own experiences with mental illness, and through an incredibly strong support group, I've realized the importance of peer-to-peer connections, student destigmatization, and community belonging, where arguably all of those things are just as or even more important than formal mental health care or treatment, or medication or therapy. So, in 2021, just as a social media platform helping others share their story and speak up, just to make a more welcoming and inclusive environment in my local high school area, we've blossomed into a over 5,000 member platform and community health space collaborating with over 1,000 individuals, organizations, teams, athletes, clubs, you name it, all to show support for mental health. All to show support for mental health and share your story. We've donated over $10,000 to suicide prevention charities and sold over 5,000 pieces of clothing that say "No empty seats" and other heartfelt messages on them. We've gained over 700,000 views on social media doing fun challenges with my friends, such as combating college anxiety. And these challenges include Barbie dancing flash mobs, talent shows, singing karaoke in the dining halls, and even stand-up comedy. All with obviously great intentions, but also to show that we shouldn't take life so seriously. Now, as we have established our incredibly strong No Empty Seats base here at Brown University, we're looking to expand to other college campuses through No Empty Seats ambassadors or across the country. We've had life-changing conversations, and our team stays committed to saving lives and empowering others. We owe all of our success to the personable and genuine nature of No Empty Seats. And we hope all of our authenticity shows you that at heart, our mission is truly just to make others feel better about themselves. As a 501c3 nonprofit, we would love your help, obviously with funding, donations, grants, donors. But also we're looking for people to help supply and help our clinical advisory board, any individuals that would like to oversee any mental health initiatives on campus and help establish more credibility to No Empty Seats. And obviously, we're always looking for collaborations with mental health orgs, individuals, clubs, teams, groups that want to help show their support for mental health, student mental health. We thank you for your time. Please speak to me at the end if you're interested and help us make mental health cool and help us ensure that there are no empty seats. Thank you.
Ugh.
$2 minutes, man. That's a lot to memorize. I just had a staring contest with my phone right now. Yeah. So definitely a heartfelt speech. Shout out Alexis Alston. She is the coordinator here at the Nelson Center for B Lab. And she said that I really kind of paint the picture of No Empty Seats really well. And make it very compelling, which I really appreciated because I try to sell. I don't think I'm selling No Empty Seats. I think I'm selling like myself and the message, if that makes sense. Like the product is within me, as a quote unquote mental health role model. I've become, I guess, and it's to kind of get people to latch onto the story and actually care is really hard to get people emotionally invested, I guess is what I'd say. So, um, and I do so much random shit, through No Empty Seats. Like it's crazy. Like I said, with like the wristband collaborations, the Naked Donut Run, and fundraising for suicide prevention. Like it's the most random stuff, and teaching a class. Like I even forgot about that. So it's the most random stuff. So for me to paint that idea, or like even just paint like the social media page and how that's important, it's affected others, is really hard. So I really that's a 30-minute timer for about to close. So I really appreciate Lexi's stuff about that, saying it's definitely a hard thing, and I'm doing a good job at it. But yeah, I think I painted it well. Um yeah, I think in the past couple weeks I really have learned that I'm really selling a message and a culture. Um Not a product. Definitely not the sweatshirts. That's definitely behind everything. Um a phrase. But I like to think I've been doing a good job. I'm young. I'm figuring it out. like I said, I've had life-changing conversations, and I definitely think that this is where I feel most comfortable. Trying to make people laugh, trying to make people feel better about themselves. I've said this a couple times. People at FM definitely know this more, but to be able to do something bigger than yourself in the most extravagant way possible, I think is my life motto. Having fun with something, doing something goofy, but also with a good message. Like the Barbie movie, I loved because it was all about women empowerment. It was all about, breaking down these social norms, these gender norms, and breaking barriers, but also in just the goofiest way possible with like a Dua Lipa dance song and Margot Robbie wearing all these amazing outfits. It's really fun. Um, it's really fun to do something fun, but also way bigger than yourself. So yeah, I think that's what's been going on. Real quick, like I said, I've been looking at the end of my speech talked about a clinical advisory board, which is something I also learned from B Lab, which I'm really excited for. I've been looking for psychs, PhDs, MDs, and PHs that are all interested in helping spread mental health awareness and helping out with student destigmatization. So that's exciting. By the end of the summer, we'll definitely have our clinical advisory board that will oversee mental health initiatives, posts, definitely more serious ones talking about suicide prevention and medication and therapy and stuff like that. And we're also working on making our board of partnerships because B Lab really suggested that I should, if I expand myself, liability and having mental health resources, formal mental health resources, even though I'm a student-led mental health initiative, that's how I start off, and that's how I tell everyone. I still need to have resources that I can direct people to, especially crisis lines. If this ever becomes a big thing, I need to make sure people are getting the correct care that I can't necessarily offer. So yeah, things are being fun. I'm excited for it. I want to talk about some other stuff, but I guess I got to go where the conversation naturally goes. The final thing we're working on, and I'm also excited to see. Hopefully, it works well and kind of blows up in the next couple months, and I can look back at kind of how naive I was and hoping things will go well. But the final thing that I think I really want to do in the next couple months, I don't think I can do it by the end of the summer, is hear me out, a side chat for mental health. I realized looking through, if you guys don't know what side chat is, it's like Yik Yak or like Tumblr, where a community can be in it. Obviously for me it's brown, and people anonymously say their different questions or funny posts or memes or like stuff like that, and people can comment and stuff, but everyone's anonymous. And I've realized, me and Camille, shout out Camille, I've realized scrolling through it, like every other one is like a question about mental health. And it's stuff about roommate relationships, regular relationships, transitioning college, dealing with finals, seasonal depression, managing expectations, managing your own school workload and stuff like that. And it is always so sad, but some people are saying stuff like, does it get better? I don't know if it's going to anymore. And oh my god, I can transitioning in and out of stuff, I can tell you how bad it can get firsthand. Transitioning to and from college and stuff like that, changing environments, it's really disorienting. So we think that if we can pull off maybe a mental health side chat, I think that would do really well and help a lot of people. And hopefully we can bring in all these resources and boards that I'm talking about, where maybe MDs can reply to these different mental health questions, probably the more serious ones about medication, suicide, and therapy. And yeah, I'm really really excited. No one listens to this podcast, but maybe we can, if there's any developers or app makers out there that I might need to reach out to, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. I'm really excited for that. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming up. No empty seats ambassadors, making partnerships with different hospitals, and practices and stuff like that. Clinical advisory board with MDs and PHs and PhDs and psych professionals, and side chat for mental health. No one sees. Maybe it'll be an app. Who knows? But we're working on a lot of stuff, and I'm excited for it. Yeah. To end off, I also want to talk about kind of being by yourself. One of my friends was telling me about. And I definitely have learned to try to be by myself. Which I think is a really important skill. Because there's so many distractions out there. There's so much stimulation in our lives that I think we forget. We forget like how normal it is supposed to be bored. Like I saw this YouTube video, it's like normalize being bored, having peace with yourselves. Like 20 years ago, when there's no cell phones, everyone was enjoying going on a walk, reading a book, or just staring at just their wall in their morning, getting out of bed. And I feel like when I wake up, I'm staring at my phone, looking at Instagram. When I go to sleep, I'm staring at my phone, looking at Instagram until I fall asleep. I forget how unhealthy that is. And I think a sobering thing for me to realize was I had all these distractions to kind of move me away from my anxieties, my priorities, my distract me from my just my thoughts. And even more scarily, some of these distractions can be necessarily good things, like friends, hang out with friends and listen to music. And obviously the more clear ones are like your phone. But mental health involves being okay to be in your thoughts. Like that's something that we all need to deal with. And yeah, I think a lot of people don't necessarily realize that, because I'm like many, when I come home, I go on my phone just to forget about stuff. I try to do stuff. I do laundry, which is another health thing, but it's in this context is so I can forget about the different problems I have or the different anxieties weighing down on me. And it's a really sobering thought. I mean, even though it feels like I've learned this so late in the process, I got my phone in 6th grade and I feel like I'm only now pushing away from it. I guess I'm young now. I guess there are people that have been on their phone, wasted 10, 20 years. But yeah, I think there needs to be a good balance between spending time with loved ones and community belonging, because you're never supposed to go through stuff alone. But on the other hand, contrarily, you got to be okay with being by yourself. Think about how primitively necessary that is, right? Like there are some people in life that have lived by waterfalls, going and gathering food and coming back home and sleeping, and they had the most fun and most fulfilling life. Yeah, man, we live in a different world, dude. We live in a different world. So yeah, all these stimulating expectations kind of fuck with you. Um, that's something I can maybe talk to more. I've done a podcast about overstimulation, but yeah, this is. I guess if there's anything to. I guess if there's anything to walk away from, I guess be okay with being alone. You know what I mean? It's a really important skill. Don't run away from your thoughts. The only way is through. Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to face your anxieties head on, but also kind of give yourself a plan. Like, sometimes anxiety is a little too much, and it's a little too much in your head, and it's too overwhelming, but kind of draw it up. Like, what have I been feeling? Have you been feeling lonely? Is it scary for me to ask a friend to hang out? Yes, but I know I have to do it. I know I have to do it. So just ask one friend to hang out tomorrow. Is it this work that's driving me insane that I'm distracting myself with or distracting myself from? I got to do it for an hour tomorrow and that's it. So yeah, you got to be okay with being in your thoughts. So what if all of social media kind of runs away? You know what I mean? What if your phone goes blind from you? I think that's another thing, just kind of learning to be more in touch with myself and nature and just my own introspections. Um I've been trying to realize like who am I without Instagram? And that's a scary thing to think that like so a lot of my identity would be gone if Instagram just went away. Who am I without academic validation, say college degrees just become numbless? Who am I without my health, without my strength, without my athleticism, playing sports with friends? Who am I? And a lot of people, I guess what I'm talking about is identity crises, right? I like to think I've been a little more in touch with myself this summer. The last summer, oh my god, I was so lost. Trying to figure out what my priorities are, who I am, figuring out some scary things. Um and that definitely comes with when your environment changes a lot and a lot of things are moving at once, a lot of moving parts. So give yourself some grace because this stuff is really, really disorienting, man. Gotta be by yourself. Gotta learn to be by yourself. Yeah, things are gonna be okay. I guess I'll end it off because I gotta edit this thing. Oh man. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Hang in there. Someone's doing better because of you. Have fun with life. Don't take things so seriously. Um, yeah, I just wanted to talk. I just want to get on, talk about No Empty Seats, give a No Empty Seats update, a little internal episode, but also talk about being okay with yourself, having some introspection, dealing with an identity crisis and stuff like that. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, and yeah, peace. See you next week.